the manager himself is saying that, hey, your opinion is not even valid. Like you're allowed to have a wrong opinion. Football is for everybody.
Yeah,
no matter
of course.
what color you are, football is for everybody. So we should be allowing every single opinion. But if your manager and club are publicly denouncing and censoring certain opinions, and of course there will be division. I don't know if it's the same with Arsenal, but with United, I think the division stems from the top. And the problem is the fans buy into it.
Gus, you were talking about fan power and how they have a lack of power. Fans are the lifeblood of any football team. This is the problem. You mentioned the COVID lockdown 2021 Super League. That is the impact that fans have. For example, if Man United fans completely boycott Old Trafford, right, and it's nigh on empty apart from the away fans for the next month, that's going to hit the owners' pockets, isn't it? That's going to get them to notice. No matter how out of touch they are, they're going to notice, hold on a minute, we're not generating this revenue. We're not generating the money that we've brought the club for. What are we going to do in order to win them back? But, and people complain about English fans and how they're not as passionate and whatnot. But you saw with the Super League protests, they have the ability to make something happen, but they just don't. We just don't. And I think that's an English problem as much as anything. Because
it is
fans of German clubs, fans of Italian clubs, they would not let this stand. The same way as Arsenal and Man United have let this stand.
Also, look at who owns Real Madrid and Barcelona. It's not owned by private investors. It's not owned by debt.
Real Madrid are run by the royal family of Spain.
Yeah, exactly. And also, their fans have a big say, not just as investors, not just buying merchandise and on social media, but also when it comes to voting, elections, Florentino Perez, John Laporta, for example. So really, the Premier League is built on profit. It's for profit, and it's only for profit. I agree with Josh, but that's a big task. Because why middle-aged football fans who have no stake in the game, no skin in the game from a monetary value, jeopardize getting arrested to save a football club? My point here is, I agree. You can go on strike. You can stop buying the merchandise, but it shouldn't come to that. Like, the fact that we've gone to that shows you how corrupt the Premier League is as an institution. And also, how our game has been completely taken away. It was made by the working class and stolen for a very upper elite of investors and owners who have no interest in football at all.
Literally, all it takes, is pretty much 3 games for United to abandon, and the shares and the stock prices will go down like anything. Because look at the amount of money the fans pump into the football club. COVID was one of the best things that happened to the ownership. Do you know why? Because it was perfect time for these lots to demand more from the fans in terms of the fans need to put this they started raising the ticket prices for next season. They started raising the season ticket prices, right? When lockdown was finished, right, the fans missed going to stadiums. So they went and did everything they could to put all the money into the football club to save the football club from dying. Rather than protesting Glazers out, this was the perfect time for the Glazers to sell United, was during lockdown. Literally, during lockdown was the best time for the Glazers to sell United. But it was the best thing to happen to them at the same time because these lot came and pumped everything to the football club when COVID was over. Literally. They had nothing but pump everything into the football club. Once lockdown was over, I'm gonna go to the mega store, I'm gonna go buy this, I'm gonna go buy that. And then we bought Cristiano Ronaldo, who, trust me, was one of the best days of my life. I'm not gonna take it away from that. But when we bought Ronaldo, look at the queue outside the mega store. Literally, the Glazers will do anything to shut the fans up. They'll go and make a mega signing, and then that's that. Literally, that's it. And then the fans will be like, "Oh, we're gonna stop the protest." Why? When United were winning, they were still protesting. You do realize that, right? When the Glazers were here, when United were winning at the time, they were still protesting. Back then, they were still like protesting during the first Glazers, the few years of Glazers, and they wanted the Glazers to go, and they still do now today. But I don't see much of it. And now they're protesting against the gym because the ticket prices have gone up to £66. But I don't know what it is.
But what fans forget is even when we were winning, when the Glazers took over because Sir Alex Ferguson recommended them to buy Man United, the structure was completely oblivious. We basically regressed from a football club to a commercial club. That's what we turned into. And you look at the structure when in the twilight of Sir Alex Ferguson's tenure at Man United, it was a two-man show. It was Sir Alex and David Gill. If Sir Alex didn't like a player, he would remove them. Pogba, for example. If Sir Alex would like a player, Bebe, he would keep them. So again, that's a double-edged sword. You really have to have the precipice of perfect in terms of the two-man personnel, the David Gill role and the Sir Alex Ferguson role. And that's the role the club operated under since the Glazers took over. The problem with that is that's not sustainable, because if you have that setup, there is nobody in world football I think of who could run a two-man show better than Sir Alex and David Gill. I don't know about you, Ekavin, but I don't think anybody.
David Gill was the man. Like, he was the one that was making the decisions behind the Sir Alex Ferguson, but the Glazers did not back him properly. That's why Sir Alex Ferguson left. Sir Alex Ferguson went down to the Glazers not backing him. He wanted to bring Ronaldo back. He wanted to bring Gareth Bale in, right? I know it seems impossible, but if United actually got their checkbook out, they could have done both in one window. United had the money because they had the fan base, they had the global fan base. They could put all the money to the football club. As much as I'm a hypocrite saying that, because I don't want the fans to pump money to the football club, I want the Glazers to go. The amount of money the United generate from fans, from ticket prices, from TV broadcasting revenue, from everything. If you put that all combined, United make a total. I don't know how much. Somebody put it in the chat yet, but I think United make like what, close to 500, 600 million, something like that.
North of a billion,
exactly, bro. United will make a ton of money, so they can sign. But at the same time, United wanted that summer. United wanted Fabregas, they wanted Bale, they wanted Ronaldo, right? That window was like, I was waiting for the Ronaldo news to escalate. Like, I was just waiting daily, and then nothing happened, and he signed a contract with Madrid. However, that just goes to show that the Glazers never backed him. When Ronaldo left United, when he first left United were linked with Frank Ribery, they were linked with Karim Benzema and Antonio Valencia. They got 1 out of 3. They got Antonio Valencia. Antonio Valencia was a proper signing. I rated the guy really highly. I didn't think he was perfect for United, right? But also, they wanted Benzema. They wanted to sign Benzema that year. They wanted to sign Benzema. Excuse me, I don't know what I'm talking about. They wanted to sign Benzema to replace Tevez, because Tevez left United for City, right? The Glazers failed to keep Tevez at United. The board failed to keep him, right? Then we sold Ronaldo for 80. We didn't spend that money properly. We signed Owen, Obertan, and Valencia. Valencia was
I was going to say the summer of 2009 perfectly summarises the Glazers' ownership of Manchester United.
Exactly.
To a T. Absolutely to a T.
Our transfer budget that year was probably like 25 or at least less than something, and then we got 80 million and we still didn't spend it, which is crazy. Because
right in the Glazers' pocket.
Because literally, imagine how much money we could have spent back then. Like, think about how much Benzema would have costed back then. Benzema would have costed at least 30 million back then. Because you know how it might sound crazy in today's day, because you know why? Benzema would be 100 million. Like, if he, like, after the Ballon d'Or, if he had signed a new contract, he'd be worth 100 plus million. But now, but back then, he'd be at least 25, 30 million, which sounds crazy in today's day because of inflation. Ribery would probably be worth 20 million back then. Today, if he was playing, let's say 2013, Ribery would probably be worth 60 million, or at least, around 80, 90 million, around that. Because the inflation was crazy. And then United did not go and spend that money properly. That's just exactly what Josh said, sums up the Glazers' time at Manchester United. But talk about Manchester United. We've got a game in the Europa League against Victoria Plazon away. We need to win this game. I reckon United should win this game. What do you guys say? I think United will win the game 3-1.
Yeah, 100%. Look at the gulf in class and quality. There is no excuse. I don't care that Ruben Amorim came in 2 weeks ago, yesterday, 1 minute ago. Doesn't matter. You have to win. There is like no excuse here. I want to just say something about Amorim. If we do lose, which would be 3 losses in a row, Ekavin?
Yeah.
I'm not saying sack him. Far from it, please. He should like 100%. Give him back him at least once. But
I
Man,
give him
you
two transfer windows.
you cannot trade off style of play for results. Can't do that, man.
Yeah,
Not to
true.
survive to get to the summer. I mentioned this last stream. I'll just say it again because we have a different
Go on.
audience. Two transfer windows. I wouldn't say that. If I was in charge of Man United, I would not ever, ever, ever let the manager know their seat is safe no matter what.
Yeah.
You cannot make them comfortable or
No,
complacent
no,
in their
no,
seat.
nobody's seat in football should be safe at a football club unless they've proven that they can be safe.
No, even then. If Pep loses 10 in a row, you got to go. I'm just saying because that's like untenable. Nobody's seat in football in the modern day.
Pep's the only manager that can be excused, though, to be fair, because he has pedigree. He does have pedigree. He's the only manager that has pedigree, to be fair. And let's say like for example, sorry to interrupt you. Let's just say for example a Klopp. Maybe Klopp would be sacked if he had lost 10 in a row, right?
No. They have Ekman. They have pedigree if they have some
Not
support.
Liverpool.
Not Liverpool.
They have pedigree, but like if it's 25 games without a win, something absurd, which is not going to happen, by the way. Then you got to go. My point here is in the modern day, you cannot ever make a manager feel comfortable. And maybe that's because I still think of Man United as the best club in England. We are objectively, in terms of size, revenue, investment. We are the biggest and best club in England. That's not me being arrogant. That's me being accurate.
Yeah, of course.
Debate, not up for discussion. So I look at the best in the world. Who is the best in the world? Real Madrid. Real Madrid don't give a shit.
Until Liverpool equal our 20th, until Liverpool equal our 20 Premier League titles, then I reckon they're the biggest club.
It doesn't matter. Liverpool
Well, they've got 3 more European Cups as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Whatever it is. As a club, I'm trying to. Hey, Josh, don't hurt my claim.
I think they've got 10. I think they've got 10. We've got 6 European Cups. I think they've got 10.
But
in total.
no, just as I was saying here, if you aspire to be the best, you have to look at the best today. That's what City did. City basically emulated United's whole structure pre-Sir Alex Ferguson when they came in. And then they emulated it and revolutionized it. That's what Manchester City did. If you're United, you have to take the good of City, the good of Real Madrid, and then learn from the bad and improve. So look at Madrid. The best thing about Madrid, or Chelsea even. Chelsea have had how many managers in the last decade? Countless. More managers than fingers. So, but they've amassed more success than United and Arsenal have combined. That's just a fact. So all this loyalty and bullshit, it doesn't mean anything today. Loyalty is not the recipe for success. A winning mindset. Success is the recipe for success. It's cliche, but it is. Success on the pitch is success. So,
and I mentioned here,
Go on.
No, go on. No, finish up first.
I was just going to say, so yeah, I mean, if you're Man United, I'm not saying sack him. Far from it. He seems like a very charismatic guy, competent, capable, has a very encouraging style of play. But somebody needs to nudge him if we suffer again tonight. Man, you can't suffer.
Tomorrow, Thursday night, sorry.
You can't suffer till the end of the season because that's going to be untenable again.
I hear that. Yeah.
No, because just to say, because if you suffer to the end of the season, there will be no tomorrow. You got to survive today to get to tomorrow.
No, I reckon he makes. I reckon. I don't think we should talk about him getting sacked yet. I think it's a bit too early. I think we'll see what he does in the transfer window first before I can judge him or anything. But anyways, I also did mention AC Milan fans did it and then they won a league title straight afterwards. So yeah, it just goes to show accountability is the best ability in terms of fan base, in terms of global sport.